And how are you guys doing on today? This is your girl Carolyn Gamble, and welcome to Remnant Mentality Ministries, guys. Yes, this is going to be one of our car chronicles, so I hope that you guys are tuning in and paying attention, you guys. I'm so excited. This is Sunday. This is a day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it, for God is doing an awesome, amazing thing on today, guys. So I'm just so excited to see you guys, man. Now, before we get started, I need you to like, share, and subscribe. I need you to tell everyone that you know about Remnant Mentality Ministries Youth Sunday, you guys. You can find us every Sunday on the book. You can find us here. You'll even see me and Pat and look, Pastor, me and Mr. Gary, or you will see my friend Sister Marie, Minister Marie. You'll find her on the book. We rotate back and forth. So you'll always see somebody on the book giving you the word every Sunday, you guys. So I'm so excited to see you guys. We are still in the book of Exodus. But guess what, you guys? This is the last chapter in Exodus. We are moving on to another book, you guys. Can you believe it? This seems like we've been in Exodus forever. That's just to let you know how long Moses was dealing with the people for a long time. Okay, so we are on the 40th chapter of Exodus on today, you guys, and we are going to summarize it up for you guys to let you guys know what is going on. Now, last week, if you were tuning in to Sister Marie, she was talking to you about the book of Exodus on the 39th chapter, and that's pretty much where God is getting Moses and the people ready for the new church. Okay, and what he's doing is he is telling him how all his clothes need to look, how he want everything to look the way it needs to look, how he wants them to put it on, with everything that he wears, which is the priest, everything that the priest wears, what it symbolizes and what it means and how symbolic it is when they get dressed up in their church wear to go into the Holy of Holies, or when they go into the tabernacle, when they go before the church, and when you go inside the church, this is a place of meeting. They call it the tent of meeting. This is a place where you go and you meet God. You encounter God. On today, you should be going to your tent of meeting where you can encounter God. That's your church. So that just lets you know how important it is to go into your tent of meeting, how important it is for you to go in the presence of God and get an encounter with him, meet him, talk to him, communicate with him, learn about him. That is exactly what Moses was talking about in this last chapter, which is Exodus, the 39th chapter, is talking about where Moses was talking about the priests and how they need to get dressed up in order to go into the new church. This is the new church, okay? Back then there wasn't no church, but God,
he's really getting ready to set the stage for his church, for the people to come through. That's one thing that he had when they got the tent and they built up the tent and got everything ready. So now the tent is done, everything's done. So now he's putting in his final piece. The last thing that he put in was the table. He put in the table. He called the table something, but I have to go back and look. But he bought in the table. The only thing that is, don't get caught up in the name, but it is a table that he bought in. And then he put the stuff that's on the table. He didn't say he didn't just put it on the table. He put it on the table in order. So it was certain he was setting order of how everything was supposed to be. All right. And then he goes into, I don't know if you're ready to go here yet, but the clothes that he's putting on Aaron.
yeah, well, that's what we get ready to talk about, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, there's so much preparation in getting ready to go inside of this new church. So, what does that mean for you guys? This is your new season, you guys. This is you guys are getting ready to go into a new door. Exodus means to exit, to leave out of that door and go into a new door. This is your guys, this is you guys' new season. This is your new year. This is your new school year, and you're getting ready to walk through a new door. So what is behind that new door all depends on your relationship with Jesus Christ. How you spending time with him? Are you going to church? Are you meditating on his word? Are you spending time in his word? Are you listening to your teacher? Are you doing what your teachers tell you to do? That all will determine what your new year, your new door that you're getting ready to walk through is going to look like. And this is what Moses is doing. He is setting the stage for the new door. Okay?
Yeah, like I said, we talked about when they're getting ready, just about when they were finished, it said, and the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, on the first day of the first month shall thou set up the tabernacle of the tent of the congregation. All right, that's the stuff that my wife was talking about, the tent of the congregation. So that means everybody, that's where everybody be and things of that nature. But the first month or the first day, I know a lot of us think like, okay, that's January. But it's not. In Jewish custom, they have their own they have their own calendar of how things would be. The calendar of the first month or the first day of the year in their time is September. It's our September. So that's one. So these are some of the things that you have to keep in mind. That and stuff is a little different over there, the way they do it, the way they do things.
Yes, and this is just a tip. This is just a note, just in case you were wondering about that. That's kind of weird, right? September being the first of the year, but technically, it really is like the first of the year. We go to school. We go to school in August, and that technically, some schools actually start everything they do in the month of September. So it's not that far fetched. And also, the Jews, when they are celebrating certain, everything is symbolic. The numbers are symbolic. Okay, the years are symbolic. Like me and Pastor Angela we're talking about 2024 is the year of the door. Isn't that so amazing? We are talking about Exodus. And in 2024, for the Jewish tradition, it is the year of the door. We are all going through a new door. This is a new season for us. Everything is lining up for us. If you guys just stay connected to God and pay attention to everything that we're teaching you, I guarantee you this will be a new, totally different season for you guys because you guys are getting ready to open the door to your destiny. And you're getting ready to see what Tasha Cobb said, something that you have never seen. And that is what the people of Moses did. They entered into a new door, something they've never seen before. And you guys are getting ready to experience the same thing. Let's keep going, Dave.
Yeah. Okay. So we talked about that. And thou shalt anoint the altar of the burnt offering on his vessels, sanctify the altar, and it shall be an altar most holy. And thou shalt anoint the lever and his foot and sanctify it. Okay, the reason I read that because I wanted you guys to I wanted to do it for it to be set up for when they're getting ready to do it. They got the altar of gold. They put all the hangers on it. They put all everything in gold. They got that ready. So now the final piece is you would think it's a thing, but it isn't. He had to set forth a priest, a high priest, which is Aaron, Moses' brother. Now, Moses spoke to God, but at the same time, God did speak to Aaron as well. All right, we're gonna read. And thou shalt bring Aaron and his son unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and wash them with water. And thou shalt put upon Aaron the holy garment, and anoint him and sanctify him, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office. So the tent of the tabernacle, the tent, they did have an office. They did have a place set aside for the highest priest, which is Aaron, to go in. The only one could go in that room was Aaron. Aaron could go in and take everybody pride on whatever it is that he needed to speak to God. All right. And thou shalt bring his son and clothe them with coats. So Aaron had a what is it called, a garment that they put on him, and a hat and all these crazy things that Aaron had. No, he had to put on. And so, but they God didn't leave his sons out because he told him about his son. So his sons also had to be washed and put clothes on them as well.
Because they all were priests.
Yeah.
So Aaron was the head priest, the high priest, but his sons were to follow behind him. So God made sure that all of them were anointed as priests. So if Aaron could do it, his sons could do it because they all were Levites. We'll get to that later. But they all were priests and they all were his sons. Okay, so that's why they got garments too, because they were priests. But they were priests in training because Joshua was the main priest. Okay, so I'm just making sure you understand that. Okay.
All right. All right. And thou shalt anoint them, and thou didst anoint their father. That they minister unto me in the priest's office. For their anointing shall surely be an everlasting priesthood throughout their generation. Thus did Moses according to all that the Lord commanded him. So did he. All right. So Aaron did. Aaron did everything that the Lord commanded him to do as well as Moses. And it came to pass in the first month, in the second year, on the first day of the month, that the tabernacle was reared up, and Moses reared up the tabernacle and fastened his sockets and set up the board, therefore, and put in the bars, therefore, thereof, reared up his pillar. And he spread abroad the tent over the tabernacle and put the covering of the tent above it. So he just put the over the tabernacle. They had the tabernacle. So all Moses did was put the top on. He covered it up. He covered the top up of the tabernacle up. That's what it was saying. All right.
When they put all of their belongings and things to remind them of where they've come from and all the mighty things that God has done on them. That is the tabernacle. That's what covered it up. Okay, because that's where God meets them at the tabernacle. That's where everything is starting at the tabernacle. Okay.
Yep. All right. I'm going down to 23. And set the bread in order upon it before the Lord, as the Lord had commanded Moses. And he put the candlestick in the tent of the congregation over against the table on the side of the tabernacle side. See, all this is really talking about he's setting stuff in order. He said everything God do, young people. Then remember, God is the order of the way God wants you to do things. And the only way you want to know that order is if you talk to him, speak with him, you pray to him, you talk, just communicate with God. That's what's going on in these later verses. You have to communicate with God. All right. In order to get the order of how you're supposed to do things, he's not going to start here and he's not going to give you orders for step one and then go all the way to step 10 to get the order. No, you got to continue to stay in continuous communication with God on how he wants you to do to get from step one to step two to step three to step four to step five. That's just the order. That's just the way it is. Because we see back at the beginning of him setting up the church and setting up his tabernacle, the way he set things up, he's setting it up as that. All right. And then going down to 34. Then a cloud, after everything was done and everything was working, it said, then a cloud covered the tent of the congregation, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. And Moses was not able to enter into the tent of the congregation because the cloud abroad thereon, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. And when the cloud was taken up from over the tabernacle, the children of Israel went onward in all their journeys. But if the cloud were not taken up, then they journeyed not till the day that it was taken up. For the cloud of the Lord was upon the tabernacle by day, and fire was on it by night, in the sight of all the house of Israel throughout all their journey. So just remember, what all this is saying is, when the Israelites were supposed to stay still, the cloud will be just there on the top. When it was time to move, the cloud will move away from the tabernacle, going the way that it should go. And that's when the Israelites know to pack up and go. That's that's what it was. So by day it was a cloud, but by night it was fire. That's crazy, right? Because you don't know why it didn't burn up. But God is God of everything. He was leading them and where he wanted them to go. They didn't know where to go. They had to follow the cloud. They had to trust God. Remember that you have to trust God in every move. In every move you got going, you got to trust God in His trust. So you got to trust. If He gets you to step one, He's going to get you to step two, step three, step four. He's going to tell you to turn right here, and tell you to turn left here, but you got to trust.
So that is just so awesome. As you can see, I was smiling when you talked about the cloud because the cloud represented the presence of God. It represented when God was in the room. It represented when God was upon them. They weren't by themselves. They weren't just going to and fro and going wherever they wanted to go on their own. God was there with them because remember, Moses asked God to come down and to lead him and guide him and to direct him and to spend time with him and to let him know step by step what he wanted. And God did just that. Now it's telling you that God has now allowed a cloud to what is it, a dark cloud to come upon the tabernacle, to come upon the people, to let them know I'm here. Okay, stop. Or I'm here, go. So he was constantly allowing them to know that he was there, that he didn't leave them. Isn't that what the scripture said? God will never leave you nor forsake you. He won't leave you. Whether you think he's not there or not, God is still there, leading you, guiding you, and directing you. You just have to listen. You have to stay connected to him and pay attention to what he's telling you. Miss Carolyn, how do I do that? Spend time with God. Fellowship with God. Wake up in the morning with him. Hey, God, good morning. How are you doing on today? What do you have for me to do on today? What is it that you want me to say on today? What is it you want me to wear on today, God? Ask him questions. Talk to him. Communicate with him. Stay in fellowship with him. And God will lead you. And he will guide you. It says he will be a still small voice. You will hear his voice. It may sound like your voice, but it's his voice. And it says, how do you know if God is telling you something or if he's not talking? How you know the devil's voice and God's voice? The devil will tell you to do bad things. It'll never be right. God will tell you to do things sometimes that don't make sense. And he'll also tell you to do things that are right in his word. Okay. And if you get confused about, hey, I don't know if I'm who I'm listening to, ask your mom and dad or ask someone that you trust. Hey, is this God or is this me? Or is this the devil? I need to know. But as you spend time with him and get that relationship, he will show you how to know it's his voice and your voice. Okay? Because God says, my sheep hear my voice, and no other voice will they follow because they spend time. The shepherd, when he tells the sheep to go do something, they know his voice. And no other voice will they listen to. God needs you to know his voice in this season, and no other voice will you listen to. Okay, just like the people of Israel. If they didn't listen to him, they would have died. They wouldn't have made it. They had to follow his voice and follow his instruction and listen to the people that were over them. Amen. So you guys got
to now this is the last chapter in Exodus. So we have made it all the way through from Genesis to Exodus. The next one will be Leviticus. Leviticus 1 on next Sunday. It's getting married. It's setting up something. I know you can tell. It's setting stuff up.
And Leviticus is the book of the priest. Leviticus tells the lineage or tells the history of the priest. This is where preachers and pastors get their information from, or they should, because it comes from the book of Leviticus. This is where it talks about how they expect the priest, the pastor, the minister to act and behave, and what you should do and what you shouldn't do, how you should act, how you should behave. Leviticus in the chapter.
Right. And before I let you go, and I'm done after this, but I just want to tell you about the tent. Okay, everybody couldn't go in the tent. I just wanted you guys. The Lord gave me that to tell y'all. Anybody couldn't go in the tent. Only ones could go in the tent was Aaron and his son, the priest. And now inside the tent, into the office, it's only one person that could have went in there. If he was up, alive, and all of that, and that was the high priest, which at that time it was Aaron. Aaron was the only person that could go in there to take whatever it was to God into the high priest office, into the priest office. All right, that's all I want to give. But that is it.
Okay, so I hope you guys got clarity. We're talking about God setting up the tent, the tabernacle, the church, the first church, for Moses and for Aaron and for his son. So he's setting it up. We're going to see next week how he explains the rules and the laws for the priests, and how what's to come next. What is God going to do now that he's allowing them to go into the church and to set up the scenes for everything. So let's find out next week in Leviticus what is going to happen now that they are giving all these instructions. So you guys tune in for next week.
You guys take care.
And I hope you guys have a great, awesome, amazing week. And remember, this is your season. This is your season of the open door, you guys. You guys be blessed. Next week. Peace out.